welcome back to RC Camping and Crawling. Today we are not on top of a mountain. We are actually checking out my new indoor crawler course I built for the Axial SCX30. Now you've probably seen the videos I've done on this. This thing is absolutely awesome. I love this little RC. It's so much fun. Great scale looks. Just a blast to drive around. So today we're going to check this truck out. Okay, so in this video first, I'll go through the construction of the track. I'll show some pictures, give you an idea of how it was built, how I did it, the steps, etc. Maybe give you some inspiration if you want to build your own. I'll touch base on this little campsite here, campfire, and the trailer I built. After that, we'll take the SCX30, we'll give it a try around the track, see how it does, completely stock, the way it is now. Then once we're done that, I'll get a really good cinematic lap, the best I can of this footage around here to see just how real I can make it look with some cool editing in the background. So I really want to take some time here and kind of show everyone this track I built. This is the second version of an indoor track. I do have some videos up of a first version I built when I used spray foam. This version I went a little more detailed and I didn't use spray foam. I actually carved out pink foam. So I'll be putting up stuff on the screen as I explain this, but yeah, essentially I started with a tabletop here and flat surface. Covered the whole thing in a sheet of like thin plywood. From there, I laid out strips. Basically, I cut a whole bunch of these strips out so I can get different layers of height all around, as well as started to cut out rock chunks. So all of these little rocks, all of these big rocks, these cliffs, all of this is actually pink foam that I've carved, kind of sculpted, and painted to try to make it look as realistic as possible. You're probably wondering why the background's blue, so I'll show you why. So this is the part where I was supposed to smoothly transition into a cinematic green screen effect and wow everybody, but after several hours learning DaVinci Resolve, unsuccessfully, I might add, to try to get this green screen to work. As you can see in this picture here, the color of the vehicle is just keyed a little too closely to the blue I chose. So for this video, I'm going to actually bail and kind of give up on the fancy green screen effects. In the next video, I'll use a vehicle with a little different color and hopefully it works. But until then, enjoy the video. So it was definitely tricky building these little rocks. It did take a long time. I had to glue everyone down on top of the foam. I just used this to hold the foam down, mostly because it's non-toxic and it doesn't stink. So you can use it in kind of a basement like I'm in without getting fumed out. So I did use a lot of these bottles, actually a couple bottles, and I glued all these pieces down through here. So carved them and glued them down. Once all the pieces were glued down, what I did was seal it. So I just took a little paintbrush, mixed the wood glue with 50-50 or 1-to-1 water and glue, and just based it on all the rocks, all the surfaces, everything, to actually seal it in. I figured that way it'll make it tough. So instead of just foam, it's actually foam with, a lot of glue kind of soaked into it. So it actually is quite hard. If you were to, you could probably damage it, but not with these little tiny scales. It should be fine. So once it was done, kind of had this big pink track. I laid it all out in one base color, which I'll show on the screen. So everything got painted one brown color, and that's so everything has the same kind of underlayer. Once I had everything painted the same underlayer, I was able to go through and just paint kind of all the details in the rocks. So I did a layer of white first, I did a layer of gray, I did a layer of darker brown, and just kind of tried to make it look as close to the mountain that I normally go crawling on in my videos. Yeah, and then finally, last but not least, once I kind of painted as many details as I could, I actually added this grass from the hobby shop. So I got these little grass kind of everywhere I thought grass would actually grow. So it comes in a bag like this. Just grabbed it from the local hobby shop there. And I just used a old seasoning shaker. So I just took an old seasoning shaker, labeled it that it's not food anymore, and filled it with this and just kind of shook it on top of some glue. So you don't use regular glue for this kind of stuff. You use like this stuff called scenic cement. It is awesome. I also got this at my local hobby shop. I'll put a link in the description for them. But this stuff's great. You can apply it with like a spray bottle or brush it on. And so I simply went around and brushed on everywhere I thought grass would grow, or that would look cool, kind of make some paths and stuff to give this nice kind of realistic look. So the same company also makes a special sprayer for this. This is fantastic. It actually can screw right onto the glue bottle itself, but you spray this on and I soak the entire track on top of all the paint, on top of all the grass, on top of everything. And then when it dried, it just kind of, you know, really sticks the grass down nicely. I'm sure it's not gonna be the most durable thing in the world because I think it's more meant for like dioramas and train sets and stuff, but I think as the track kind of wears in, it'll start to look more and more realistic and the grass will fall off and fall into little nooks and crannies where it would kind of normally. So that's how the construction went of the track, but as for the actual layout, I kind of almost did a loop. So you'd start where the car is there, obviously, kind of come around the back side of this peak and kind of come around this way and over to here, and then maybe crawl around in here and maybe come back through this kind of creek area or back up over top. There's lots of good lines here. I tried to design this for like side slope testing and for stuff like that. This rock here I tried to design for approach angles so you can really test the RC out. Along the back side of the trail, get a good look at it. It's quite steep there, so I don't know if an RC is going to be making up that, but you never know. The more mods we get. And yeah, so it's a pretty good little route here. You're probably noticing the trailer, so we'll talk about that now. So if you were to come this way, I've also built in a little campsite because, well, it wouldn't be RC camping and crawling without a campsite. So in the campsite, it's just a flat pad that I made with the foam. I kind of made a little corner piece, lots of grass, just like a flat pad like a campsite would have. Some ash from where an old fire pit was. And then I built a little fire ring with one of those candles you can get. The little flickering tea light candles. Just the electronic ones, obviously. Take a second to touch on this trailer as well. So this is a little replica trailer I built of my own actual trailer. This was made out of flat sheets of polystyrene that I hand cut, like hand designed, and then hand painted. So this one doesn't open or close or anything just because it's such a small scale, but it does have a set of axial wheels on it now. And I actually used an axle shaft for the trailer connector so that way it can actually flex. Yeah, I normally have it sitting there just like that. I think it turned out pretty cool. Super stoked in the result. I'm definitely going to try towing it around this track in this video. I'm going to see if we can make it from here all the way around and back with the trailer on. So this is actually the first lap I've done of this track with an RC. I wanted to save it to get it on camera, just so it's a realistic test. I haven't got around it yet. So far, these things have such good control, these little trucks. So far, it's not a problem at all. Coming on the back side. I haven't named any of these. I know a lot of people name all their course trails and stuff. Maybe that'll come, or so you've got any ideas, throw them in the comments. Come around the corner here. It's funny, the ESC is not loud, but when you're inside, she's a little noisy. So quiet in here, I suppose. Look at that. Not having trouble at all. Go through this old creek bed. Oh, that's fun. And over here, not really supposed to go this way, against the campsite rules, but you know, it's okay. See if we can make it through here. Test out this turning radius to get onto this bridge to go to the campsite. Oh yeah, no problem. Perfect. Camper's in the way, but it worked. So one of the challenge lines I thought is coming from here up and over between this little gap and then down the drop on the backside. So we'll see if we can do that. No worries. Perfect. see if we can come from the side here and go up. Oh, maybe not. Bit of a tricky line here. A lot of angle. That's where you can really test that side hill out. Be interesting to try the Jeep out, and the Jeep's got a little more weight up top if you have the weights or the parts on still, accessories, but this thing doesn't have a problem. Oh, look at that. Yeah, this track's a ton of fun. I can't wait to film some shorts here, some more videos. Let me know in the comments what you think. Let me know if you have any names for some of these lines, or if you have any particular lines you think would be cool. And for now, I'm going to see how cinematic I can make this track look. So sit back, relax. We'll talk to you in a couple minutes. Okay, got the trailer hooked up. Let's see if we can make it around the track with this trailer. Like I said, I got a little U-joint in there, so it does flex pretty well. No suspension in the back. I actually just used a couple aluminum TRX4M suspension mount kits, just so I could actually bolt the wheels on instead of gluing or something, but I suspect this is going to be me just dragging this thing around the track, but if I can pick the easiest line possible, maybe I can do it. So in real life, these No Boundaries 10.7s are kind of an off-roady-ish trailer. They got independent suspension. Yeah, this little thing's pulling this good. That's funny. In real life, it's about 2,000 pounds with all the tents and all the kits on it, but so that wouldn't be a problem for a full-size Bronco to tow. Oh, it's a little hung up there. This is fun. Trying to get this thing to go around. I'm really trying to get to this campsite. There we go. No problem. Now we're in this riverbed, which is a little easier. Oh, this part's gonna be tricky. I'm gonna go a weird way. I'm gonna go this way. A way that you'd probably never take in real life, but there we go. It's pretty standard when you're driving a trailer. Come on. Trailer is hooked on. Oh, there we go. Got it off. Perfect. Almost back. The trick is getting it across the bridge and without jackknifing it. Wide as possible, the vehicle itself. There we go. One wheel's off. Got it. Alright, it made it. Very important test. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed checking out that track. I really look forward to doing more videos down here and trying out some new lines and maybe adding some trail course markers, etc. If you enjoyed seeing this kind of stuff and like seeing what I'm up to in the world of RC, be sure to give me a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And until then, we'll talk to you in the next one.